tonight we dine in hell!
Well, today is the day. I got my coffee going. I had a good hearty breakfast. It's early on a Sunday morning, and we are going to tackle GoldNuggetSales.com's double black diamond Paydirt. Now, I did buy 2 bags. I'm not suicidal enough to do 2 at once. We're going to do 1 today, and the other one's a backup just in case I flub it. But I'm going to be optimistic, and hopefully we get our half a gram. Let's go to the Paydirt description. So a very, very basic description says it's a fantastically hard and challenging bag of gold Paydirt with black sand and a guaranteed half gram of fine flour gold. The bag's not for everyone, but for those who are up for a challenge and want to test their skills or equipment on a tougher bag of Paydirt. Concentrates will weigh just shy of a pound per bag. So like I said, not a very detailed description, but if you go to their website, right underneath where this description is, he has a whole video showing you how he makes this stuff. So that really makes up for the lack of description, and it's really, really detailed, the video. Awesome stuff. So time to quit jaw jacking, get some classification, and do some panning. As usual, Mike ships this in coffee bags. Got the window on the back. So you can go through and see if you see any gold, but first thing I see is how gray this material is. Very menacing looking stuff, if I'm being honest with you. So I'll crack this open. We're just going to classify the plus and minus kitchen strainer. I can't see there being too much bigs in here. Wow, that is some fine gray looking stuff. Wow. It's not even dusty, which is actually menacing. I mean, if it was dusty, at least I'd know there was some light stuff in there, but as it stands, there's like no dust coming out of this stuff, and almost all of it is going through the kitchen strainer. Just look at that. That is crazy. Almost no bigs in there. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so as per usual, we've got our oil change pan. Get these for $5 on Amazon. We know this gold's going to be really fine. I'm going to add enough jet dry to sink the Titanic for a second time, because I know this stuff is going to be flowery, flowery fine. And I've seen other guys do this on YouTube, and I'm not going to fail. I want this to be successful. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pan the bigs. I don't think we're going to get anything in the bigs, but we're going to pan them anyway, because some of that tiny, tiny flour gold may actually be stuck to them. And this stuff doesn't seem to muddy up the water at all. Yet another sign of how heavy this stuff is. And as I thought, Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales didn't even throw us a bone and put one little picker in here to cut that half a gram we need to get. Pan it for a second time, but I didn't see anything. Some heavier stuff. Looks like a little bit of garnets in there as well. Okay, so it's time for our magnetics check. I guarantee this stuff is absolutely loaded. Guarantee it. It is so black just looking at it. Holy smokes. Oh, geez, look at that. Wow. So the way we're going to handle this is we are going to do these magnetics one pickup at a time. Holy cow, just look at that. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so we're going to do this one at a time. I'm going to put this, I've actually got, I showed it earlier in the video, I've got an unfinished gold pan. So what I like to do when stuff has this much magnetics in it is put 1 scoop, something about this size, in an unfinished pan. Yes, it's makes it more difficult. The material slides around a lot more, but it makes it a lot easier for the material to move. And that's the problem you always get with magnetics, is they don't want to move in your pan away from the gold. It takes a little bit more more time in an unfinished pan, but I personally find it a lot easier. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that. All right, so we brought our jet dry full oil pan here back into the picture. I take my unfinished gold pan here, and I'm just going to add the one pickup of magnetics to the pan. Now, just personal preference, I wish this was a blue pan. It didn't have any that I could get in quick enough for when I wanted to do the video. So I'm going to take a little bit of water in here, and this stuff moves a lot better on the unfinished pan. You can see, it's hard to see, but as I'm stratifying it, the material is actually moving out along the edge of the pan a lot better. But you have to stratify this quite a bit to get that gold to fall through all that heavy magnetic stuff. And that stuff is still just sitting there like a mat. It's crazy. Crazy how heavy this is. I'm looking in my viewing window here to see if any small flecks fall down. So far, I haven't seen anything. But that is a pretty heavy mat of magnetic stuff right there. Stratify it again. Flatten it out a little bit. Makes it much easier to move. Give that a tap. All right, so went through all those magnetics through the magic of YouTube's. That was about 45 minutes of meticulously panning them. I figure you guys want to watch that. We're going to do, this is my shovel spoon here. We're going to do about that much at a time. Put that in our pan. I'm happy I get to switch to my blue pen. A lot easier on my eyes. Stratify that, and we'll give you guys a look at how this material moves. Myself as well, actually. So it moves a lot better than the magnetics did, I could tell you that much. But there's still quite a bit of heavies in here. I am starting to see some flower gold falling down on the sides here. That is some minuscule, tiny amoeba poop size gold. Holy cow. This might take a while. Look at how fine that gold is. That is awesome, though. Spread this out a little. Give it a tap. Look at that line of fine gold along the top. That is so small. So, that being said, all I have to do is repeat that same process about 250 or so times, and we'll be done. So I am not going to submit you guys to having to watch that whole thing. We'll go to a speed montage, and we'll catch you guys on the other side. All right. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. That stuff really kicked my butt. It is now. I started this around 9:30 in the morning. It is now 3:30 in the afternoon, and I'm still not done. So typically, this is the part of the video where I dump out the snuffer bottle. Everyone says, yay, but the work's still not done. You can see I got a nice pile of fine gold there, but there's still quite a bit of black sands mixed in. And some of the stuff that's shiny in there, dull, I should say, sorry, is tungsten. I still got to try and get all the tungsten out of there before we can clean this and get away. So that's going to take me probably another 25 minutes, half an hour of panning. You can see all the white stuff right alongside the gold there. I don't know if we can get a better look up closer. Yeah. So we'll continue to clean up, and then we'll come back and we'll get a weight when we're done. All right, so I finally got it down to something I can be happy with. I'm very meticulous. I hate the idea of putting black sands into my vials, so got it cleaned down. One thing I will say is you can kind of make it out, not really, but there's fine gold stuck inside the pipe in the snuffer bottle, or the straw, I guess. So what I've been doing is taking my squirt bottle and squirting that out, because what was happening was when I went in to get the gold, I was squirting gold out, which is kind of counterproductive. So we'll take this lid off, double check. I don't think there's any fine gold caught in the lid, but just in case, we'll rinse that out. And a big chunk of black sand falls out, figures. And a little piece of tungsten. Well, we'll get that out of there pretty easy. All right, so here is the final product, minus the drying. So a very nice pile of very, very, very fine gold. We're going to put this under the microscope later. You can even see, like, when I poured it out, it's sticking to the riffles of my gold pen. So we'll get that all off of there. That's what the squirt bottle's for. All right. So brief public service announcement here. Bruce here, my little mine boss, is not happy with me. If you're going to try this stuff out, do not use a heat gun. Luckily, this table's fairly large, but you can't make it out too well because of the glare, but I'll try and block the glare a little for you. That's the pile of fine gold that actually flew out the side of the pan when I was drying it. Luckily, it landed right here beside the pan, all over Bruce, but that's okay. We recovered everything. I'm not going to use this as an excuse if I don't make weight, but holy smokes, that was really close. So do not use a heat gun. Let it dry naturally, or dry it in a frying pan. Okay, so it is weigh-in time. Pretty nervous on this one. It looks like a good amount of gold, but the problem is it's so fine and dusty that it just lays there and takes up so much space. I'm going to be really, really careful and slow weighing this in after what happened with that heat gun. You can see I can just paint this gold along the side of the pan. It's crazy. Ooh, almost there. Come on. So much time invested in this. Luckily, I started a pot of chili this morning, so I'll have something to eat and I won't have to cook supper because I am tired. Okay, we got it. Let's get the rest of this fleet poop out and we'll get an actual final weight. Just like that, folks. 0.523 grams. We did it. Challenge is over. I was successful. I'm in no rush to do that second bag. In fact, I think I'm going to use it to test my cleanup sluice or something. That was a lot of work. It was fun. It was enjoyable, but that was a lot of work. Holy smokes. And of course, because we're nerds, here's that beautiful, beautiful fine gold underneath the USB microscope. Tiny bit of tungsten in there, but I'm really proud of the way I got that cleaned up pretty darn good. Awesome, awesome stuff. It's just gorgeous to look at. All right, so now it's time for the ROI and review before I drop dead of exhaustion. Paydirt cost was $37.95. Gold recovered, 0.523 grams, thank God. Gold value, $33.98, giving us a total ROI of 89.5%, which is awesome. As for the review, it was a challenge, and it presented itself as a challenge. They say it's the toughest paydirt out there. It's the toughest one certainly I've ever done. It took me the whole day. This would be something that I would recommend only for the most advanced of panners, people that want to test their skills, and maybe not even that necessarily, I did it in a day for a video. You could just do it over a weekend or a course of a few days and do a little bit here, a little bit there, see if you can get it all out. I pushed myself because I wanted to make a video, but really,
This is hours and hours of fun. It's a great product, great Paydirt. Will I do it again? Probably, because I am a glutton for punishment. But man, it is tough. Buyer beware. It's everything it promises to be. Double diamond for sure. Double black diamond for sure, I should say. Wicked, wicked stuff. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe to compensate me for all that pain I just went through. Cheers, and we'll catch you on the next one.